My name is Olivia Carter, and for 10 years I believed love was built on the little things. The handwritten notes, surprise coffee runs, late night conversations, and remembering the one day that meant everything to us, our anniversary. Every year my husband Ethan promised we'd celebrate it properly. Every year he got a little busier, but I always gave him the benefit of the doubt. This year I planned everything myself. I booked a table at the same Chicago rooftop restaurant where he proposed. I bought a navy blue dress he'd once said made me look like the woman he never wanted to lose. I even left a reminder on our kitchen calendar. But when the evening came, nothing. No flowers, no text, no phone call. At 7 o'clock, I was sitting alone at our table while couples around me toasted with champagne. When I finally called Ethan, he answered on the third ring. "Oh, was that today?" That was it. No apology, no panic. Just those 4 words. Then he casually added, "I'm at Kevin's place. We're organizing my sneaker collection. I'll be home later." He hung up before I could even respond. I stared at the city lights through tears. At that moment, something inside me quietly broke. You see, Ethan wasn't poor. He wasn't overworked. He simply cared more about his designer sneakers than the marriage we'd spent a decade building. Our guest room had become his sneaker vault, floor-to-ceiling shelves, limited edition Jordans, rare Yeezys, luxury collaborations still sealed in boxes. He constantly bragged online that his collection was worth over $25,000. Meanwhile, I was still paying off student loans I'd carried since graduate school. Whenever I mentioned them, Ethan would shrug. "That's your debt, Liv." Those words echoed in my head all night. The next morning, I made coffee, opened my laptop, and started researching. Every receipt, every payment, every credit card statement, something interesting appeared. Almost every expensive pair had been purchased with our joint account, our joint money I'd also contributed. Legally, those shoes weren't entirely his. After speaking with an attorney, I learned I could sell my share of jointly owned marital property, provided everything was properly documented, so I did exactly that. Over the next 2 weeks, collectors lined up. Some drove hundreds of miles. Others flew in from different states. I carefully photographed every pair, kept detailed records, and sold only the portion I was legally entitled to. The money was enough to completely eliminate my remaining student loans. For the first time in years, I was debt-free. 3 days later, Ethan finally opened the guest room. His scream could probably be heard across the neighborhood. "Olivia!" He stormed downstairs holding empty sneaker boxes. "Where are my shoes?" I calmly slid a folder across the kitchen table. Inside were sales receipts, legal paperwork, and copies of our joint bank statements. "I didn't sell your collection," I said quietly. "I sold my legal share of assets that I helped pay for." His face turned bright red. "You had no right. I had every right. You forgot something much more valuable than sneakers. Our marriage." For the first time in years, he had nothing to say. Word somehow spread through our families. His parents expected them to defend him. Instead, his father simply looked at Ethan and asked, "You remembered the release date of every pair of shoes, but forgot your wife's anniversary?" Silence. Absolute silence. A week later, Ethan surprised me with flowers, jewelry, dinner reservations, even an expensive vacation brochure. But none of it mattered anymore, because those gifts weren't love. They were damage control. I politely declined. Marriage isn't destroyed in one day. It's destroyed by years of making someone feel invisible. A month later, I moved into my own apartment overlooking the Chicago River. It wasn't huge, it wasn't luxurious, but every piece of furniture belonged to me. Every bill was paid by me. And every morning, I woke up feeling lighter than I had in years. Last week, I received the final letter confirming my student loans were officially paid in full. I framed it. Not because it represented money, but because it represented freedom. Ironically, Ethan still posts pictures online of the few sneakers he kept, People admire the shoes. They have no idea those sneakers cost him something far more valuable. A wife who loved him. If forgetting our anniversary taught me anything, it's this. Respect isn't measured by expensive gifts. It's measured by showing someone they matter. And once that respect disappears, no designer collection in the world can buy it back.